And welcome to our Shadowrun session 19. We should have another player joining us shortly once things settle down and he gets back to connectivity. So tonight online we have Jeremy.
Yes, good evening all. I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the city elf. Grew up on the streets of Seattle, dreaming of joining Ancients, and has been somewhat disturbed to discover that his dream is a bit closer than he thought it might have ever been. But otherwise, he's out to
Impress.
Make a quick buck and provide the guidance to provide his knowledge to make that, hey, he can help the team because he knows the way through all the back streets, and he's got the vehicle to actually do the transport now.
Also online we have M.
Hello, I play Bolt, the humanoid dog guy thing. I don't know where I am at the moment. I'm probably rubbed up to all hell, and yeah.
Speaking of not knowing where they are at the moment, we also have Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I'm a Cogger. I'm out for doors.
Who never knows who he is.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Is a massive troll, buttons of bench toast. Will point to the right if he says point left. So you probably doesn't need many drugs to have no idea what's going on.
And he has been happily drugged up for the last few days dealing with surgeries.
Yay!
What's the worst that can happen? Okay, so we'll look at each of the characters and see what sort of resilience they have.
Oh,
So, Bolt.
I don't even know anymore. I think I probably have quite a few experience points to spend even before our little hiatus because of how busy we've been the last 2 months. I think the last one we joined was either session 10 or 12.
Yep.
Possibly. Let's see.
In between being sick, Josh working nights, Josh being sick, Josh working nights.
Actually, it was session 15.
Oh,
So, 4 sessions back.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad then, I guess.
Not too bad. And at this point, we won't be doing upgrades to characters because things are a little bit in flux on the site at the moment.
Yeah, that's fun.
So with resilience being a brawn check, that makes it very easy for you guys. As Bolt has 1 rank in it, as well as 4 dice total in it. So you get a yellow and 3 green. As I try to set camera up so dice is easy to reach and do. Yeah, that's close enough, I think. Let's see. I'm trying to do it so the shadow's not over the top of it. As Bolt's been in recovery for quite a while. Okay, so Bolt wakes up without anything really bad happening. Now let's have a look at Flogger.
I was a bit disturbed about the 3 red dice that were there.
Well, considering it's the Universal Brotherhood, I'm sure Jeremy understands completely why they were.
Absolutely. Disturbed, but not unsurprised.
I'm brought as far as the +1.
Okay, so looks like it is going to be Flogger who gets the extra storyline from that one.
Yay!
What happened to my role?
You were fine.
Oh,
Or,
what?
or mostly fine, anyway.
So if you can see on, if I brighten up the image so you can actually see the image a bit better as I switch over to the dice.
Oh. Yeah.
So I can see one despair, but I can't see what the other red dice actually is at the top there. Okay.
Hopefully that's a little clearer to see.
Absolutely.
What are you talking about?
You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like there's a sign that's in the time bomb inside me.
Funny you should say it that way.
Yeah.
So Flogger has really weird dreams. He feels like he was in a cocoon.
Snug and warm.
Snug and warm.
Okay, so that is the weirdness that you remember.
Yay.
As you wake up in hospital on a bed
On a bed.
and feel all sticky all over.
Yeah.
Bolt also wakes up feeling sticky all over.
I mean, it's probably not like unusual to floaters.
I'm sure it's probably not too unusual. And then Desrin shows up, having been alerted that you were waking up. They both look like they both look exhausted and run down, having been away for surgery, from what you know, for the last few days.
I was going to say, technically, we dropped them off about 3 or 4 days ago,
That is correct.
and at the time we dropped them off, neither of them had physical symptoms, did they? Because they actually just had been knocked out by the dragon effect that Wob amplified, didn't they?
That is correct.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Bolt probably drugged up to all hell because he doesn't like. He probably doesn't like hospitals. Or being experimented on, being an experiment.
And Bolt notices that he's missing quite a few patches of fur.
No!
They stayed down there.
Various parts were shaved off so they could stick needles in and electrodes to you.
Yeah, this is why I don't like being experimented on. It's probably why I'm all drugged up and going, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And your mouth has that feels like it's had cotton wool in it sort of taste.
Oh, probably because I've like bitten everything in existence.
What? And so Desmond will walk in and say, what? You guys aren't dressed yet? You've been laying around for the last few days. Not going to be fine by now. Come on, and yet, let's go.
Bolt's probably like, why are you bringing me here?
Come on, let's go.
Bolt slurredly says, what am I doing here?
Well, you're supposed to be getting better.
From
I guess you're better than you were,
from
because you're less conscious.
what?
What's the last thing you remember?
I remember the tower, I remember standing outside, and then I remember lots of heat, and that's probably about it.
Yeah. So, for most of that, you'll be able to blame Mob when he finally recovers. But for the time being, do you really want to be here any longer?
No, we were in the tower with, was it with the songstress, or was it with the other guy?
How do you mean sorceress?
Songstress.
Songstress.
Oh, no, not the songstress. No. We were going here following up a lead from Mercurial, but not actually with Mercurial.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's...
Because we actually, we were staying in the top in the penthouse.
They may be remembering the fire that happened in the same session.
But when you went down, wasn't actually in the tower. You were walking the streets at the time. So, but we can talk about it later. Come on, keep moving.
You get up and find that you've been given clothes different than what you came in. Apparently your clothes might have been donated to someone else.
or completely burnt off.
Well, no, because there's that fire.
On top of the tower with Mercurial, there was a fire, but it was just hot. They didn't actually get burnt.
Oh, no, that was the...
And Desmond was inside, so Desmond didn't notice whether any of them got scorched or not.
Yeah, but that was before they actually went down from the hospital anyway.
That was.
Because, that was when the... Am I Right got torched.
That is correct.
But we've gone on from there. We're trying to find the Dragon Knight location in Redmond. And the dragon appeared, but before we could do anything, you guys all fell to the ground anyway. So I'm assuming effectively yes, that they were left with the clothes they went in with, but not their equipment and things like that. All the equipment will be, well, I'll have it in the van because I was trying to pick them up. So.
Yeah, well, it's not my preferred clothing, presumably, but will do.
It's a little baggier than you used to, but hey, it fits. Except for when you look at Flogger, his is stretchier, and it's sort of the equivalent of you see every vein popping through the fabric. Troll size doesn't necessarily mean bulky, muscly troll size.
Pretty like a little bottle. Won't be there.
And Flogger basically looks like the superstar actor on all the videos you all watch who just stands there and swings fists and beats things up.
No, wait, he looks like the Mr. Flogger?
Boss, stop it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what he only looks like his clothes were there, or has he actually physically changed at all?
He doesn't seem to have physically changed at all. You just sort of notice the extreme muscles on him.
Yeah, that's right. Because of what he's wearing, he's more noticeable than normal.
Right, okay.
It's the equivalent of walking past a gym and seeing the bodybuilders come out and stand over the top of you.
Oh, so is it like one of those kind of like white beater shirt type thing?
Yeah, that's right. He's got a full over. He's got a whole body muscle shirt on.
Instead of being in your like proper leather jacket.
It's like I said, that it's troll-sized clothing, but not designed for trolls with muscles that big.
Yeah.
Any bigger and you'd expect the seams to burst.
Yeah, well, they probably don't expect trolls to have +5 in strength.
Well, or maybe they do, but they've got a number of trolls to come through this place and they were short on options.
Yeah, that's true.
Admittedly, considering the quality of the food, those about it. Anyway,
So as you come out, you find out they're having some sort of spaghetti celebration. So lots of meals, people lining up, getting free spaghetti. With even spaghetti ice creams on sticks.
I'm sure Flogger would be all for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Dex will be keen to try and keep you moving through the next hall onto the outside, but also understandable that hey, you can't really move Flogger if he doesn't want to be moved. Or Bolt for that matter.
The bolt's easier, just pull out some Velcro. I'm sure Bolt won't mind whatsoever.
Well, no, easy way to get Bolt moved, just call out part-time.
No, it's just meat. Spaghetti is meat. Actually.
So it looks like David unfortunately won't be able to make it as he's got no reception.
Both.
Poor guy, it's not always understandable when he will and won't have it.
Well, also there might be some other, like, considering he's out back at New South Wales something at the moment, there may be a few towers in the amongst these places, so...
I'm expecting there'll be quite a few.
All the floods coming through, they're probably all knocked out.
Right.
So back to the Seattle screen up there for you. You are currently, I'd probably say, that's right, you're on one of the edges here, having been in the Bellevue, Renton area of Seattle.
Yeah.
Checking to see how close that is to the city centre.
It's a fair distance away, I think, from there, but that doesn't mean the Brotherhood Hospital might not be in downtown. But...
Well, technically, Bellevue, Renton, and Redmond.
Redmond.
If it was Renton and Seattle downtown, all share, but Redmond doesn't share a side with downtown.
No.
But hey, can't have everything.
No, that's right. But yeah, so Flogger and Bolt willing to come through. I don't know. Are they feeling hungry after their long nap?
They don't actually feel that hungry, considering they've been on IV for quite a while.
That's what we thought.
IV food.
Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to stop and eat, but...
Oh, give me the morphine.
No, just give me like a stick of meat and we'll be good.
Okay, you grab a frozen stick of meat on the way out. They call it spaghetti on a stick.
You don't really want to be seen in public in these clothes.
I'm sure I have enough to get a new jacket and some actual armor.
Well, you step out and into what appears to be one of the nicest vans you've ever sat in.
Yeah. So Jason leads you out, leads you to the van, which is certainly not one you recognised previously.
What's with the new wheels?
Well, that's the old ones. And my bike was not big enough to carry all of you. Just don't bump it if it's in the back.
Tell Florida that, not me. I'm anywhere.
So does this mean that Bolt called shotgun and sticks his head out the window?
Yeah, probably. I mean, hey, he probably got to the car. He could probably smell at least his party members' smell on the car, even if he didn't recognize it. So,
Well, the point is also, okay, he could have called shotgun, but he might have not given the back where his gear was.
well, get my gear first, and then go in the front.
Yeah. So you're going to come to the back, get dressed properly, and then climb through the center console into the front seat, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Fair enough.
That sounds right. That sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah. While you get in there, and we'll probably drive back to Maria's place initially, just so they can actually get the a bit more sorted. But the Declan will aim to fill in some of the blanks. Describe the fact that the factory and office building in the Barrens that we were heading towards when you guys fell unconscious after the return of the dragon. We've avoided that at this stage because we figured, hey, it's not the ideal time to do it because, so you guys are up, but Womp is still in the hospital there. He hasn't recovered yet from whatever it was that happened.
I believe Womp's been up and down.
Has he been out?
Yeah, Womp's been out. Just that he's been busy for a while.
Yeah. So while you guys were resting up, lazing around, we decided to actually take an investigation into some of the other jobs we got, putting off the dragon for the time being, and we tracked down the decker that stole from Mr. Johnson or Mrs. Johnson, Miss Johnson, Miss Johnson's boss. Turned out that he wasn't the mastermind behind the stealing of the chips, when we caught up with him, we managed to settle him down, but realised that he was certainly in danger if he got himself in with another group that were likely to tidy up loose ends. It turned out he'd been hired by, or rather, he was working for Junior, or working with Junior, the son of the CEO of the company, who'd been shut out of his inheritance from his perspective. And so he decided he was going to make a run and steal some new chip style manufacturing to get his money worth and make the company go downhill. But apparently that wasn't necessarily Junior's idea. He had been contacted by someone else who encouraged it or processes. But on the run, the rigs that they had there, the rigs they had on the run got hit by security. So he didn't make it. But the chips, so T. Who was the guy who we said we were told to track down, and he tracked down. He got that told in the bag by saying, "Yep, okay, wait out, we'll catch you up in 48 hours or so, and give you your share of the loot after you gave everything away. So let them take it away." So we didn't find the chips, and we tried to chase them down.
One of your leads was a clinic known as Dr. Bob's Quick Stitch.
Yep. and we also had the Executive Quick Stick, Dr. Bob, where the razor guy on the team was talking about, I think.
Yep. And you have a feeling that they may have some more answers about the team itself.
Yeah. We also set SoCal on trying to find a few other information about some of the other names we heard, from the name of the mage that died, and the other guy, the name that Junior had gone to. I can't read my note. Yeah, so but yeah, so basically, if you guys are up to it, having been lazy around for the last few days, we'll head on down to Doc Quickstick and see what we can find out from him.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you don't have much of a problem going through traffic trying to get down to it. But when you finally get into the place, it has a strong smell of disinfectant.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming so. We went back by Maria's so they could freshen up, whatever they want to do, sort of the gear out in pieces, but then we were on the road again rather quickly.
Well, apparently that SoCal had sent the others off on another job to track some other things down for you while you were chasing these down.
That sounds like a plan. And obviously, yeah, we'll be checking in with Maria and Hernandez and confirming that they're all still good and that there haven't been any further
Threats.
or feedback from any other people at the present time. So
And no dragons attacking the building is always a great sign.
it's a good start, man. It makes it easier to work from.
And Redmond is still the quietest it's been in decades. You get that when a dragon's somewhere out there.
That's right, when a dragon's flying around and there's a bunch of dragon knights in support, yep, people don't want to be seen.
Yep. Even the gangers have learnt to pull back and say, "We're not here today." So you finally get to this clinic. They don't use the ultrasonic disinfectors used in most hospitals and clinics. So you know you're not in the high-end part of the city. The small waiting room is decorated with dilapidated furniture and tasteless wall hangings. Across the room, a harried nurse sits behind a plexiglass screen, rapidly entering data into a well-worn terminal. So this must be a slow end of the clinic because most of the chairs are empty, except for a couple of rockers waiting in the corner. There's also a couple of squatters, all hoping for free medical service, which is occasionally provided at the end of the day. And the nurse continues her typing as you approach the station.
So if I was feeling humanitarian, I'd point it towards the brotherhood instead. But yeah, okay. We'll head up towards the reception desk, talk to the nurse. She's. I'm happy to wait for a bit to let her finish whatever she's doing.
Okay. Sorry, just gotta make sure my phone stops making lots of pinging sounds.
Yeah, please stop making your way through the curtains. Yeah.
So yes, you finally get up there. You see that there are two guards standing somewhere where they can shoot through gun ports
Mm-hmm.
They do pull weapons out as you approach the counter. Apparently, they're used to, the people of the area.
Right, yes.
Okay, so she looks up at you.
Yep. Okay. Greeting, ma'am. Looking for some information if we can.
Okay, she gestures to a cred stick holder.
Mm-hmm. I will. Say. I'm sure. I'll enter a minor critic. Not one of the ones that's got the we paid for recently with the 5 or 10 grand or stuff on it.
So, how much have you got on there?
I'll put one with say 500 on there at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
There is a positive beep from the terminal, and then she smiles a little bit for the first time. And you get to make a charm roll to see how well you can charm the lady behind the window.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
You're so charming, right?
Well, I've got one rank in it. Unfortunately, I've got 2 presents.
Well, we're just seeing if she'll give you a positive feedback to begin with as you start talking to her.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently you are very charming, sir.
Never again, really.
As you do get a triumph with your check.
Yeah, very good, you see?
So she
2 dice.
she seems quite taken with you.
I am an elf. Perfectly natural. She's not human after all. So. And now I'm trying to remember exactly what we were chasing down. We're basically looking to see whether or not any members of the team have been brought back here that have done the run.
She says if you give her 10 minutes, she'll get a doctor to speak to you about Freya, who is here.
Yep. Just okay, yeah. Because it's sort of we expected that the street samurai might have brought Freya in. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to wait, or does she have to go away from the desk to do that, or is she call on intercom or something?
She calls through the intercom.
In which case, Jason still happily then chat to her and keep the charm going, hopefully.
Okay, so a doctor comes forward as you're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Has Wilmoth on his uniform.
Okay, so not Bob then.
Is it not Bob? You believe Bob is the franchise name?
So it's like a kid, is it?
It is.
Right.
And he starts off with, my time is 100 Nuyen per 10 minutes or any part thereof. This is a flat fee and not subject to negotiation. Anything I do or any information I provide is an additional to this flat rate. If I could see your cred stick, now what can I do for you? He sticks his hand out for a cred stick.
I will hand over a cred stick that has 5,000 on it.
Okay. So what questions do you have?
Now, we know the names of all the roads, don't we?
You do.
Because T knew all the names, so I've got all the names, yep. So, I understand a colleague of ours might have been here recently. First of all, Were you talking in the foyer, or is he taking it back to his office?
He's talking in the foyer.
Okay. Perhaps we can go somewhere and sit down?
Says, this is just fine for the moment, he says.
Okay. Well, we're trying to case up a colleague of ours. I fear was injured and might have ended up in here. Possibly with a couple of other friends as well. So, a young lady named Freya?
Says, yes, an offer of that description did enter our establishment for treatment on the morning in question. And you see that 500 credits has been deducted from your stick.
Okay. Or 500, or probably 600, because probably already started at 100, did he?
He would have started with the 100, yes.
So, and the, my understanding is that she was in a bit of a conflict situation. But I haven't, but my friends haven't been able to know exactly where she was when it happened.
Says, well, she was suffering from a single gunshot wound to the shoulder. The initial wound was fairly complicated by the onset of infection and loss of blood. And he deducts another 500 from your account.
Yeah. But was she awake? Was she alert when she got here, or did she talk about anything before she left?
It says, it is possible that the patient could be located if the appropriate consideration for the appropriate considerations and the proper guarantees, and he deducts 1,000 credits from your stick.
So she's still here then? I would be most pleased to have the opportunity to see her.
Says the patient was required, as is procedure, to remain in bed at this location for a week, and he deducts another 1,000 credits from your stick.
And so that means that she is still here? Can I see her?
He says, you must not attempt to take her anywhere she does not wish to go. Furthermore, you must agree not to start any sort of violence. Your weapons must be left in this office. There will be a small fee. And he deducts 1,200 from your stick.
Well, certainly, if she's still here, if she's available to talk, then I would be very pleased, and we'll certainly, yep, guys, leave it here, let's go.
Okay. So, Dr. Wilmouth, make sure you drop your gear at the weapons, your weapons at least, at one of the security desks before taking you into the back area.
Okay, can I get my credit stick back with what's left on it?
You do get your credit stick back with what's left on it because he's now treated you.
And he's taken us through.
Yeah.
I'll also have to talk to him while we're moving. See if I can get anything more out of him without effectively coming directly off the credit stick. Saying the fact that, was she badly wounded? Can we speak for people who actually,
So, like I said, she had an infection and a shot to the shoulder.
Yes, because I really like to thank the ones who saved her.
He says you already are, and you already have. He says, patting his credit stick holder.
Thank you indeed. Then. And has she had the other visitors?
Quite a few, he says, as he knocks on a small door in the back area. So the rooms are numbered 1 to 6. He knocks on. He knocks on the last door. And inside you see several bouquets of flowers with sitting on the bed in a light blue hospital smock is a strikingly beautiful elven woman, although she looks tired and pale. And she sticks her hand out to shake you as you enter, saying, "I am, as you've already guessed, Freya Goldenhair. How can we help one another?"
Well, I'm pleased to meet you. Somewhat taken aback at the idea. Hang on, that's not quite the expression I was expecting. Well, and the doctor's walked out the room, hasn't he?
The doctor is standing nearby, just watching to make sure that you're not doing anything untoward to his patient.
Okay.
And he seems to have his hand on a panic button.
Okay. Wow. So, you may not remember me.
Well, you're that ancient wannabe guy that I saw in the Club 98. She said.
Yeah. It was a great night. But I see that things haven't been going for you quite so well recently.
No, being laid up for a while is not fantastic.
We were speaking to one of your friends that unfortunately wasn't able to help you get out of your situation, and basically I'll be looking towards the doctor, like a sideways type stuff, giving her an opportunity to give any indications whether or not she's happy to talk about Shadowrun in front of the doctor.
Okay. After she looks you up and down, she gestures for you to, for all of you to come into the room.
Mm-hmm.
And shut the door.
Okay. So, and the doctor's
on the outside.
Outside? Good. Okay. So, well, yes. If we can speak freely and frankly, then
she would appreciate it.
So, yes. I've come here as part of representation for other organisations, and we caught up with young Keyfoge, and he pointed out that the unfortunate situation for yourself during the run, but we're also trying to catch up with your other colleagues that Junior and I can't read the actual words I've got there. The ranger guy.
So okay, well she can tell you about her team on the run, but she doesn't know this junior person that you're talking about. She knows Cooperman, so that jerkface is a rat, plain and simple. He'll do anything for a little extra piece of the action. He's not so much in it for the Union as he is for the power. I suppose that's why he went on the run. He must have figured those ships would make him more powerful for all the good it'll do when I get hold of him. He's really into history, considering himself an expert on the field. Blessed lady, if you ever get him started, he'll talk your ear off. The battle of this, the general of that, can't quite figure it out, but he seems to have a serious lock-on for Genghis Khan. Why anyone would want to imitate that smelling barbarian is beyond her. In any event, he loves all the old stuff. The more obscure, the better.
And Cooperman was the guy, he was the one that planned the run, planned the heist?
He's just one of the runners that was on the run.
Okay.
She's not sure who planned it. HSC, so HSE, I pulled a couple of runs for those spineless knots before. So some of you probably heard about, some of them I know you haven't. HSC was always after me for one job or another, but after that shake-up, they didn't have the class to pull it off right, so I was always turning them down. If I'd known earlier the face was after chips, I'd probably have guessed that HSC was behind the thing. but didn't approach me direct because they know I'd refuse. I'd also have suspected that those spineless snots might try to get rid of me after the run. I really didn't hit it off with those creeps. Pengrave. With that creep Pengrave.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pengrave...
As a player, I'm not with HSE.
HSE is apparently a company in the background.
Okay.
It's the first time someone's mentioned it that you know of.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so I'm not okay.
And Pengrave...
I will certainly try and give the appearance to... Yeah, HSE, yeah, you'll have to be stuck with it, yeah. Pengrave, oh, yeah, bastard.
Yep, and then on Griffin, the razor guy, one of those razors who fight right on the edge, the type would sooner cut you than look at you. I hate him, but ain't going after him. He didn't cross me, so there's no score. He was working for HSE about the same time I was. He seemed to come out of their dust up better than ever. The two still stiff rent-a-cops at Global. You can lay that on Mr. Griffin.
And also, from what I understand from Tiki, Griffin might have been the one that helped pull you out.
She sort of looks like she might actually have a grudging acceptance of him for doing so, but he probably got paid for it either way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on Val, she didn't really get to know her. We talked for a minute or two, but there was nothing in common. You know how it is with those tomboys.
Do we recognise Val as from Tiki's conversation?
Not that greatly. So basically, you get the idea that Pengrave, Griffin, HSC, Cooperman, and Val were the core runners for the run.
Yeah.
With HSC being the people that they were running for, even though not everyone knew it at the time.
Yeah. And Junior, the guy who you inside man.
She didn't know who the inside man was. They never discussed it. They probably had compartments, and they wanted her to do the run, so they were hiding who was related to it. If she had known that they had an inside person, she probably would have asked more questions.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you know? And from our perspective, from our team, Junior was the one that ended up with the chip, wasn't he?
Junior may have been the one who ended up with the chips.
Oh, no. A copy of the stuff went onto Junior's computer at the Global.
A copy of it went on to Global, but she doesn't know about that.
No, she doesn't know about that copy. So any of the guys come back here to check on you and see how you're going, if they manage to kind of deal with the loot?
So she hasn't heard yet, and she's a bit frustrated that she's been holed up for about a week with her wounds. So she did like the pictures of you at Club 98. Underground 98. She didn't quite make it in person, but hey, it's always nice to see hazing done right.
Hi. Go let him have the opportunity.
She looks at Flogger and says, so what sort of mage are you?
You guys are used at the moment. And you want to say
Sorry. Give me the bonus name the bonus. Sorry, what was the bit prior?
She, the elf chick in bed, looks at Flogger and says, what sort of mage are you?
Major.
Mage, as in spellcaster.
What is mage?
Well, you've got an air of a summoner or a shaman about you. You sure you're not a spellcaster?
Summoner? Too many syllables for spellcaster.
I'm surprised you would say syllables.
Too long a word.
Sorry, don't say anything.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. what you're seeing, but
I'm getting better. I think I've got one more point of intelligence than Flora
Yeah,
has.
you got like average intelligence.
And you got like one
Nah,
or
one.
two.
Bolt has 1 intellect.
okay, so I thought the way
Flogger has 1 intellect. So between the two of you, you are below par on the intelligence side of things.
Oh wait, so we're both one?
Yeah, you're both on one. Because that was I think that it worked out that SoCal, with his intellect of 5, had as much intellect as the rest of the party put together, was.
Yep. Most times he jumps in, he has more intellect than the rest of the party.
Yeah. That's funny. So sorry, I don't even know how to pronounce.
Pronounce?
But yeah, so Desmond will pipe in when Flogger has trouble talking. And yeah, okay. I don't know what you're saying, yeah, but hey, Flogger, yeah.
So in the magic side, he shows that he has complex magic about him.
Ooh, must be deep down.
Oh, she sees potential.
You'll be the first.
Yeah, so I've done it a little while, and the only particular leader displays the inability to go through the door.
And in it.
Door sandwich.
Well, if he dabbles in a bit of magic, I'm sure that he'll find these doors have no trouble.
Are you attempting Flogger to be magical?
She says he already is.
Is that why you magically get through, smash through doors every single time?
Yeah. No.
I don't think you failed to open quotation marks a door.
No, I haven't. I have not. I've busted every door off its hinges. I've not failed to open up the door.
So yes, so she seems to be looking at Flogger with curiosity.
Oh wait, magic. Okay, I have an idea. Flogger pulls out a coin, shows it to everyone, puts it behind his back into his back pocket, and shows everyone his empty hands.
Wow.
And she looks, wow, you have a coin.
So what was that?
She looks surprised at you of having a coin.
Next time.
Apparently Flogger is so old school he's actually got currency.
It's probably a bottle cap or something. He thinks it's a coin, it's actually a bottle cap or whatever tin object is on the ground.
It's shiny.
It's a new shiny thing.
And looking at it, Flogger notices that his fingers are burnt from where he touched the coin.
Ow.
You don't feel any pain, your fingers are just burnt.
Is that from the dragon or is that from something else?
You can smell burnt Flogger flesh.
What, fresh?
Yep. Just burnt just then as he pulled out the coin to show it.
I smell tasty.
Bolt kind of screws up his nose and goes, no.
Medium rare?
No, you're not good meat. you're not good meat. You're bad meat. You taste like bad
What
flesh.
lady said I have pots and plants? Something along those lines.
You just smell bad.
Yeah.
Talking about pots in a tent in a hall. Something like that.
So I think that yeah. Whatever magic you've got, Flogger, I think I don't know you have to worry too much about it coming out too soon. But talking back to Freya again, the code. I get the impression that you wouldn't mind if this Cooperman was run down and gather your share of the loot through him.
If you can help her, she'll be most appreciative. She doesn't think she'll be able to get out of the room for another week or two, depending on how her recovery goes.
Yeah. I don't suppose you've got any more any information as to where he's likely to be hiding out, or...
She sighs a lot.
I'm sure.
She hopes that you can find out some a little more detail, but she can't. The last she knew, they were going to meet up at a bar after the fight. She doubts they're still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so the and yeah, Pengrave fellow, is he likely to hang around with Cooper?
Most likely, she says that they're all sick as thieves. She's.
So we find one, we find them all, and we can make them all pay.
Do you have any item of his that I can smell?
She tries not to take any ritual material with her from other people because, hey, being a spellcaster does have its drawbacks, especially as most people don't want you to fry them from a distance.
Okay, but I like to smell things.
Well, it has been a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm wishing you a speedy recovery, and we'll try and ensure that we catch the guy before you have to get out. So.
Also, how do I get rid of the crispy things?
She just looks at you and says, I'm sure it's related to your magic. You might want to learn how your magic works.
Before we leave the room, Bolt will come up to her and kind of like sniff her hair.
She smells very tasty.
Smells very tasty? Okay, great.
So she smells better than any food you've tasted in the past.
Interesting. Alright. Well, at least she's easy to distinguish.
And she looks like she's just a young 20-year-old person, but has the air of someone who's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But hey, with elves, it's very hard to tell how old they are.
Yeah. Well, I will kind of try and discount the fact that she smells like delicious food and try and commit the smell to the memory of like the friend pile, like do not attack.
And says you might want to check out the Banshee if you want to track down members of the crew. She's not quite sure if you'll get lucky there or not.
The Banshee, that's actually the place we actually first met up with Roxanne, wasn't it?
It is.
Yep, okay. Yeah, well, yes, certainly we know the place. So you say that Cooperman and Pengrave hang around the Banshee?
You might have a good chance of catching them there, she says. That was where they were intending to catch up after the run. But that was about a week ago.
Yeah.
And with these things, people just, disappear very quickly.
So she hasn't actually worked with this crew at all before, is that what we're getting told?
She's worked with a few of them before, but she was brought in to provide magic backup.
Yeah.
So considering it was a tech run, she was on the edge of the run.
Yeah.
You generally don't bring a mage or muscle for the tech heist. They're there to add backup and security.
They're to counter any magic that might come across, but they're not actually expected to be involved so much otherwise. So, yeah. So does it sound like she was actually friends with any of them?
She was friendly from the purpose of being teammates, but as long as you're not asking her to betray any of them, she is happy to work with them in the future if the money's there.
Yeah, but hey, if they don't survive or they get put into custody as a result of our activities,
Then she'll work with them when they recover or let out or find someone else, such as you guys to work with in the future.
Yeah, she's not actually right. Yeah, there's not actually a long-term connection with any of them, but there's obviously, yes, she really hates people. So,
Yeah, and the Razor guy is not her favorite, even though he may have saved her.
yeah. So, yeah. Well, I can't remember whether he told that or not, but I figured part of the conversation was going, oh, hey, yeah, let's put that in there and see what you do.
Well, she woke up at the place without actually knowing who put her here.
Yeah. Did she know who bought all the flowers?
No, that was there when she woke up. She was surprised. She likes flowers. Okay, she's just considering the doc paid for. You paid the doc for quite a bit of info. She would be glad to set that against her bill when she finally checks out. Which you're unsure how she actually knows you paid for info.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe she gets those doc.
Or one of those magic things where people with magic can do weird stuff.
Can never got magic.
Very much like hackers.
Especially if it's the hand of water. That's an act alone, that is.
Well, he might cast punch.
Or knock.
Well, hey, just imagine someone with his brawn ending up with adept skills.
Yes. It's disturbing. Yeah, okay, well, we shall let her recover. I don't think of anything else that we need to try and get out of her. You guys got any thoughts of any other stuff you might need to know? You guys probably don't have enough of the background to know the information we need.
Well, from your perspective, you've gotten a link to Banshee, which is like the next step in the puzzle.
Well, that's right. And we've got a list of names that we can also give to Tokel to see if he can get information, particularly on, what HSC is, because, hey, if that's not something we've been involved in previously, so the implication is HSC is like another small company.
I'm just looking that up for you now. Because, like all those things, it wasn't explained in the section I was reading.
Well, so the way she brought it up, it sounds like something we should have known about. Maybe we skipped this shit.
Yeah. Well, I've gone back to the plot synopsis all the way that far, so it doesn't appear to be anywhere in that section.
Okay.
And I'm not wanting to read through everything in
No,
full detail.
that's fine.
Anything I'm reading doesn't have text recognition on it, so I can't just search the text.
Is Dr. Wildman, or whatever it was, is still waiting outside or anything like that, or going to escort us back? I would have one question more to ask if you knew.
So HSC is Hollywood SimSense Entertainment. So it's HSE, not HSC, even though it looks like HSC to me on the text.
Okay. Oh, and so the implication is that that's who Junior was going to go take the sim chips to, possibly?
You'd think that they do runs on everyone else who works with tech to basically
industrial espionage tech.
Hey, Mom.
Yep.
Emma is probably hung up just for a little bit. We're going to try and get bumped today.
All good. And you believe that's where Pengrave is associated?
Yeah. Well, certainly based on the way that Freya was talking.
So SoCal's able to say that Pengrave is a executive of that company.
Right.
So most likely the Johnson who Freya has dealt with in the past.
Yeah.
Is why she doesn't like him very much.
But also, on this particular occasion, probably contacted Tripperman, who then brought in Freya.
And Cooperman is a street fixer.
Right, yeah.
Which is helpful here, me going through it very quickly and finding out what's all been said.
But yeah, so basically, I'm sure it's basically what we can get from SoCal when he does a quick basic search on those names and bits and pieces. Did you have any info on what was the other guy? Was it Griffin?
Griffin is a street samurai.
Yeah. Is he normally associated to Cooperman or HSE?
He is basically a Shadowrunner on the streets.
Okay, so worth who's paying, yeah. And I was going to say she spoke of a Val, but I don't know if there's got a lot of information to it. Maybe unless the information from Cooperman or Griffin or HSC, there's no Val connected in there with any of those individuals, is it?
Yeah, because he was the inside man that you were provided.
Yeah.
That she was provided.
Yeah. But she also mentioned, okay. Okay, so I guess we'll try for Banshees. What sort of time of day is it, mate?
It is getting on into mid-afternoon.
Okay, so Banshee is not sort of place that I'm assuming has much custom before sundown and possibly after
Generally
sundown.
about sunset is when it opens.
Yeah. Well, I guess the first point from there will be Did we manage to catch up with the doctor at all on our way out?
He had disappeared by the time you were coming out.
Okay, yeah, not right then. So, I doubt he probably would know the answer to it anyway. I was just curious to where all the flowers came from. But, yeah. I guess we'll go back to Maria's. Get an opportunity to see whether or not the others might be back from whatever legwork that SoCal has set them on. And take a bit of time for SoCal to do like a chase down the names with HSE, Pengrave, Cooperman, Griffin, to get that information we already just talked about, I'm guessing.
Yep. Okay. So Cooperman, so you're getting some feedback from SoCal.
Okay.
Basically says that currently there's a person committing bloody murders in the streets at the moment. And Lone Star has started to send patrols out in the Barrens to find the killer. So there is someone in the Barrens killing people bad enough for Lone Star to send patrols out.
And SoCal came up with this one for Cooperman, or was it?
He's also got reports that Cooperman is currently putting together a gang war between blood rumblers and the major gangs of the Redmond Barrens. And they seem to be trying to take over the Redmond Barrens completely, wiping out all the other groups. It's basically join them or get wiped out.
I thought that it was a bit quiet here at the moment with the dragon knights flying around. So we're talking a different area of Redmond.
That Redmond is big enough that the area you're used to is where the Dragon Knights are, and this is apparently a bit to the other end of Redmond.
Okay, cool. So our neighbourhood is quiet, our whole neighbourhood is quiet, but yes, there's still gang activity happening and heating up in there. Cool. But there's no, you don't find anything or any indication that Cooperman's been, so if Cooperman is trying to foment gang war in Redmond, does he appear to be flashing lots of new air around?
No, he seems to be running around as the leader, which is quite different for him because he's not normally that skilled. Is the response you normally is the response you get. You don't expect someone to be a outsider sort of thing to be that skilled in putting people together when he hasn't showed that previously.
Okay, so yes, obviously I expect that whilst it's not our neighbourhood of Redmond, we probably know most of the gangs around in Redmond, so Cooperman is certainly not someone who would previously recognise his gang member of that case.
That is correct. He was not recognised as being a threat to anyone.
And with the connection of HSE and Junior, does he come up with any information that says that, oh, hang on, yep, that's probably where Junior was going to try and get to since Global Tech was not going to provide him what he felt he deserved? Or is it just the fact that possibly HSE can actually utilise Junior as a potential weak link to get into?
You think that they're offering Junior enough money to basically betray his dad's company and not care that he's basically going to shut them down?
Or at least, they're offering, whether or not he's been smart enough, whether it's actually going to actually provide, different question possibly. So. Okay. Now, we didn't have any other instructions from Global Tech when we were waiting for the retrieval team for TE, did we?
You were not given any further instructions at that stage, but you can call up Roxanne at some point if you wish to.
So I don't know if it was necessarily. I suppose we could provide the HSE connection link, but.
Well, you now have more names than you had before.
Yeah, true. So, probably won't bother trying to actually call it, but I will send her a message or get Coco to send a secure message. Just giving you an update on what we found out.
You get a message back from her almost instantly saying she's currently following Junior, heading out towards the Banshee. Thank you.
I'll send her a text back there. We'll get Coco to send a text back again saying, Banshee's actually, we'll potentially expect to see Junior at Banshee or hope to catch up with Junior at Banshee. So it's nice to know that it's likely. Certainly, information, like I say, we won't try and tell Roxanne exactly where we got those names from. Don't know whether I'm going to give up Freya yet. It seems like global defense has not been entirely bad for the corporation, but they might still look badly on those who actually do run against them. So,
Hey, most
and we're not
corporations
to
only
start
care at the time the run's happening.
Sorry?
Most corporations only care at the time the run's happening.
Yes.
Afterwards, it's like, well, they were successful against us. Maybe we should hire them against someone else.
Or, well, no, she got shot, so she obviously wasn't not so good. So. But no, so certainly, unless the question specifically asked, we won't try and give up the source. And Twilight hasn't. Is it a bit early? Is it too early to head for Banshee?
She says that depends on what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's a great place to have a meet before they open.
Indeed. Well, in that case then, I might just grab the others and say, hey, looks like we might be able to get out a bit early, because we might be able to catch up with Junior with a lot less bystanders around, which might be advantageous. So, grab your gear, let's go. And encourage the others to grab all the eggs and jump in the van, and we'll head out.
So the three of you head out.
Right. I'm assuming the others aren't back yet at this stage, but we'll obviously SoCal and is aware of where we're going, so he'll be able to pass on any messages, or if they become available, it's there, but it might be the case.
SoCal sends you a message. He'll see what he can do with the others. Can't guarantee they'll show up.
No, that's fine. That's right. So let Roxanne know that, yeah, we will meet you at the Banshee shortly.
So you get there about 2 hours before it's due to open. You can see the doors are already open and sound of music coming from it. And there's a dwarf at the door, acting as doorman.
Okay, is it a dwarf you recognise, the same doorman from the movie you said?
Yep, it looks like the same doorman you saw earlier.
Okay.
He reminds you to surrender weapons to the other dwarf behind the counter.
Yeah. What's the external of the Banshee like? I remember that we came across is it raccoon or something, I think, way to get the front there, or raccoon, something like that. But like, is it a place where Bolt is able to do a quick reconnoitre around the building, or would it be okay to go around the whole block type stuff?
Well, you expect to have to go around the whole block because it doesn't have, as far as you can tell, any other exits besides the front way in.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's not a standalone building by any stretch, so it's just...
It's basically the equivalent of a basement of a building.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. We'll head up to the doorman and go in. Oh, great to see. Open early. Yeah, good to see you. Let's go. And Desmond, when we were here last time,
Yep.
did they see much in the way of weapons detectors or anything like that in the building?
It was enough that you realise that if you were detected with a weapon past this point, they'd probably shoot first and drag you out.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get what the probability of being detected with a weapon was.
Probably fairly high because, hey, a lot of shady people are here.
Yeah.
If it's got metal, there's a good chance that they will detect it.
Okay. They did have metal or weapon detectors or things like that in the building.
So that doesn't help for chemical or ceramic or other types. You assume that they may have some sort of other scanners going, but the standard is the metal detectors.
Yeah, but okay. For Declan's case, his couple of pistols are not necessarily ones that are going to dodge standard weapons detection. So he, I guess, will hand over the pistols. So I fucked up with I handed over one of them to keep one available, but probably not with the risk.
They do lock in a case and give you the key, and put the case on the wall.
Okay.
Just the sort of thing that you realise that without the key you can't get the gun back.
Yeah.
But the key is thumbprinted, so if someone lifts the key from you, it won't work for them.
Okay. Well, at least not without a decent hacker support.
Yeah, it needs a decent hacker to actually steal stuff, but this is like the standard security you get at most places.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm happy with that. But it was not worth trying to take in weapons. I don't think Bolt or Slaughter normally carry much in the way of weapons.
They do have weapons here and there, but they hand those ones across because it's not like they use them anyway. They are weapons.
So, I guess, are they not the Declan carries a knife as such, but whether or not knives would also be a problem of expect to be handed in or not?
You probably would hand the knives in too, considering that they're generally a blade of metal unless it says otherwise.
Yeah, what a place like this actually means by hand weapons at the door. So, but okay, from Declan's perspective, he'll hand over the pistols and accept the key, and the all good.
Okay. So he walks in with his dagger on still. He's got a dagger. Does Desmond walk in with his dagger?
No. He hasn't got a dagger.
I was just checking.
Yeah, no. So,
all good.
I mean, what more weapon would he really need? He's got his baseball cap for the ancients. Knock off.
Yes, what more does one need? And you now realise that you now know another ancient.
As in Freya?
Yeah.
Something I was going to check on with the when you talk about the fact that she enjoyed the hazing at the Underground 93. I was thinking, when she was first talking, I had in my head, we're talking about like they happened to be at the meeting with, or we met up with Maria for the first time. But then I realised afterwards, hang on, no, that's probably the ancient setup. So.
Which would have happened while she was in hospital.
Yep.
Okay, so
she could probably be there actually.
Quite easily. So as you walk into the area, it's familiar. Has big, heavy metal doors. The rhythmic thumping of the bass sends the sound right down to your toes. Looking in, the room is, as you remember, everything is dark and smoky. A single waitress walks casually back and forth amongst the tables. Although it's not quite business hours yet, the place is virtually empty. You spot Roxanne in the corner of the room. She's sitting alone at a table drinking some type of blue spirit that she had the night you met her. And as you step into the room, the music ends abruptly, plunging the room into silence. Conversation ceases, and the people you see here all turn to look at the barman. He raises his hands in silent appeal to the heavens and disappears under the counter. Several seconds later, he reappears. Sorry about that. Looks like a processor blew. The tunes will be back in 5. Don't go away. Am I right? He says. As the music kicks in.
Good thing George is not here.
Well, I thought I'd just add that little flair in there for him to hear later.
So Roxanne's in the corner. Do we see any? It wasn't busy, but we're seeing a few other people in the room, are we?
You can see a few other people in the room.
Do we know what Junior looks like?
He looks like an orc. He's not visible at this stage.
Okay, so there's no obvious juniors. What about razor guys or Coopermans?
Not that you can see, but the back area is shut. So where you met the team last time, you don't normally have access to the back rooms you never actually had access to the back rooms of the Banshee, I don't think.
No, okay. So in that case then, we'll take a look around, go to the barman, grab a drink, and head over towards Roxanne's table.
As you're doing that, you see 3 orcs nearby, each trying to beat each other up. They're going to be having a drinking and punching competition.
If there's a table, like an empty space near Roxanne, we'll be prepared to go to that if Roxanne tends to give any sort of wave off or anything like that. So,
she sort of gestures you over as you start heading in that direction.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to know whether or not she wanted us to be there at the same time or things like that, or we were going to do fly text or whatever. But okay, we'll sit down and so is Junior somewhere?
She says she expected him to be here. There's some of his lackeys, she says, pointing at the 3 orcs punching each other.
Right. But yeah, when you follow, was he only when you were following?
He was, and she thought he entered before she got here, because his car's out the front. Or at least it was when she pulled up. And as his lackeys are still here, and he was travelling with them, she expects he's here somewhere. She doesn't expect any trouble because, well, who'd be stupid enough to have a fight in the middle of a bar?
Well, that would be classic, but hopefully it should be kept to 50 cups rather than anything further. So, of course, orcs have a bit of advantage over me, isn't it? But hey, that got long before. So, do you know? If you like to be in a back somewhere or anything like that, like, do you know what Banshee's got in the way of meeting rooms?
Well, it does have a private room in the back. It's a good chance that he may be meeting with someone, but there's quite a few private rooms here.
Sorry for the speaker.
All good. You're in a bar at the moment with the music off, and there's a couple of orcs nearby having a drinking and punching game.
Drinking punching game?
Yep.
Well,
as Flogger goes to walk over to them, Flogger feels his skin tingle as he looks at the back room door.
James would like to try and grab him and say, hey, because how much you guys will pay attention or not is a question, but yeah, we've gone to the Banshee because that's where Freya, the mate from the hospital, said that they might meet up, but then when we spoke to Roxanne, she said that she was following Junior, the guy who stole the ships. And they say he was heading towards the Banshee, but when she got in, he apparently wasn't there. But the 3 orcs that you were just about to say hello to are apparently Banshee's friends. Sorry, not Banshee's friends.
Junior's friends.
Junior's friends. But again, I quite happily accept that Gensler's attempts to make any flow of Flogger's forward momentum is fraught with failure. So He gets up.
Apart from the tingly feeling that Flogger got.
Well, okay. So back to the idea. Yeah, you've got a tingly feeling as you from coming from the door.
Yeah, Flogger has his Flogger tingle activate.
Yay.
So it's the first time he's felt his Flogger tingle.
Yeah. A little bit of funny.
Yeah. Most people are going to go see a doctor when your flogger starts tingling. But hey. But yeah, so what are you doing?
Well, we'll pay attention to the tingly sensation coming from the door, but he'll still play the Tricky Monkey Man.
So as he's looking at the door, feeling the tingle, the doors are kicked open from the inside. And he sees 3 more orcs with shotguns pointed in his direction. As he hears the sound of a shotgun going off behind him.
Whoa.
And at this point, we're giving people their initiative rolls. So for most people, it will be vigilance because you weren't prepared for stuff. Though if Flogger wishes, he can use cool instead.
I'll use cool. Actually, I don't know what is better. I think they're both the same.
So let's see. If you're doing vigilance, you use willpower. If you're doing cool, you use presence.
It'll be vigilance then.
Okay. So 2 dice for Flogger. Flogger gets 3 successes.
Desmond gets a single dice.
No successes for Desmond.
That's happy enough, yeah.
Don't I have 1 vigilance?
Yeah, rank your vigilance as well as willpower.
Let's see. Bolt. Bolt has
Everyone will see.
resilience, skullduggery, stealth, and survival. Nothing in vigilance.
And what's her...
She's got 2 in willpower.
Yeah.
She just gets 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
And Roxanne?
About to do her.
Rolling her 5 yellow dice.
Well, she is a person of interest to the party who gets 1 success and 2 advantages.
Okay. And the orc obviously got 0 successes and 3 threats, is that right?
Well, they don't get threats, but who knows?
Okay, well...
Just about to roll for them.
Obviously, it doesn't act like it's the actual... Who got the rolls don't matter. But who's going to be acting first, us or them?
Okay, that's what we're about to find out. So, first group of orcs got 3 advantages. Which means that, hey, that means they're at least ahead of what Desmond rolled. The second group of orcs got 2 advantages. Hey, it is possible for people to get absolutely nothing.
That's what it Desmond.
And then Junior got 5 advantages.
Oh, goody. But no successes, which is all nice to see.
So the amusing thing that means is the party has 3 actions, then the other team has 3 actions, and then the party has 1 action.
Yeah.
As you hear the sound of bodies falling behind you, you believe that they shot the bouncers.
That's not good.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
We'll let Flogger go.
Yeah.
Flogger with his Flogger tingle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a reminder for Flogger, he saw the 3 with shotguns. Did you say that he heard some behind as well? Or?
He heard shotguns from behind him.
But okay. He did also notice that the bouncers were armed with shotguns?
The bouncers were not armed with shotguns.
Not armed, okay.
They had weapons nearby, but they weren't touting shotguns. The orcs seemed to be touting shotguns.
Yeah.
So the ones at the table seem to have gotten their hands on shotguns.
Presumably, from Flogger's perspective, but so he's got a threat in front of him, which is probably all really later.
And they seem to be pointing their 3 shotguns at him as they kick through the door.
Cool. Flogger doesn't like this.
Why not?
Flogger's gonna get angry and show him peace in his mind and run headfirst towards the 3 shotguns and punch one of the guys' head in.
Flogger can't afford to show anyone a piece of his mind. He won't have any left.
So he goes up to do a big punch on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a fairly hefty dice pull for you as you move in. So
That looks like advantages, not successes, isn't it?
it is. So you got 1 failure and 4 advantages. Let's see what your advantages can do for you. Here is my screen of stuff. In combat encounters. So 3 advantages. You can negate the target's defense. You could ignore environmental effects. You can gain 1 melee or range defense until the end of your next turn. Or you can force the target to drop a weapon they are wielding for 3 advantages.
Now get him to drop the shotgun.
Okay, you punch the shotgun out of one of their hands. Okay, that leaves you with 1 advantage that you can then spend to recover 1 strain. Add 1 to the next allied character's check. Notice a single important point in the conflict.
I will give the advantage to our next party member.
Okay, so which party member goes next?
I have the same event of saying initiative as Shadowrun.
So effectively, because of the initiative, it doesn't matter who rolled what number, it's a party versus opponent. So the party got three actions before the first of the enemy hit.
Oh, right.
And any party member can take any slot. And if you have something that lasts until your next action, you can go first in 1 round and last in the next, giving people 2 uses of 1 ability.
And so Devon is certainly not equipped for this fight personally, unlike Bolt and Flogger.
There is a shotgun on the ground nearby.
And it's certainly going to be what Devon's going to be playing will be to actually try and pick up a weapon, but he's not immediately got a weapon. Whereas, so effectively at the moment, there are 6 orcs.
There are 6 orcs with shotguns.
Yeah. And effectively 3 near the back door with Flogger on top of them, and the other 3 at the table, so they're effectively between us and Flogger.
They are between, well, the Flogger's between the 2 groups of orcs, and you're not between either of them at this stage.
Okay, so Bolt can certainly see that there are 3 orcs with shotguns that are behind Flogger. Of course, so much time to go for us anyway, but... So, did you want to go now?
Sure, I'll go now.
Okay, so you get 1 free maneuver without inflicting strain if you if you use it to move. Other than that, if you move twice, you incur. Actually, you can technically move twice. Yes.
I can technically move twice.
Yeah, you can technically move twice without taking strain, which none of the others can do.
But also, of course, yeah, you can move and attack violently too. So.
Yeah. And you do have a bite.
Or move and shift if you have to. I don't know whether or not you Or
Yeah,
else
but
it'll
one of
change.
my I've got that like special ability, but I only have this on a crit. Is that right?
The vicious part.
Yes.
That is the equivalent of a weapon quality of vicious. So it's already added onto your bite to say that you add 10 to a critical hit injury, which will affect a nemesis or a party member.
Yeah. Well, I will, I guess, go bite the head off the dude who had the shotgun and punched out of him by Flogger.
Okay.
Well, so you're going to leave the other table of Orcs alone?
Well, I mean, they're not the ones that came in shooting that I'm aware of. Is that right?
The other group are the ones who shot, whereas Flogger has attacked those who haven't shot yet.
And the point is also that the ones that come out of the back room, Junior was leading them, and we've been told that the 3 Orcs at the table are Junior's friends. And from your position, you would have seen them drawing the shotguns and shooting the
Bouncers.
The bouncers.
Including the guy who can give you your guns.
Right. Okay. So.
But you don't carry guns, do you?
No.
He does have a pistol which he had to hand in, his sledgehammer he had to hand in, and his grenades he had to hand in.
Yeah, okay, you got them, but the fact you don't have them right now is not a make sure back or bolt.
Yeah.
Or Flogger.
So which?
Although Flogger's not quite if you're sitting sledgehammer around, we know about it.
So bolt rushes for the group that Flogger's already attacking?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently you didn't do as well. So you ended up with the same as Bolt. As Flogger, 4 advantages.
But no failure.
You can kick another gun out of the hands of the Orcs.
Sure. I'll do that.
And you can also add another blue dice to the next person who acts.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so Jeremy, did you wish to take the next slot?
Well, Declan's main action is going to be to dive in for cover towards where the bouncers went down to see if he can pick up a weapon from them. So unless Roxanne is planning on doing something more directly violent, I'm happy to go next.
So you're up next then?
Okay. Yeah. I'm basically going to. I'll just. Is this sort of bench seating with pods in this bar, or is it all just tables and chairs species?
Tables and chairs. You think
Okay.
sheets are a little too highbrow?
No, that's cool. I'm happy with that because that means that then Desmond can go for scrambling quickly underneath tables towards where the guards went down, picking up and with the aim of grabbing one of their weapons. If they've got a pistol or a light ranged weapon, not sure what shotgun counts as. That would certainly be first preference, but if you've only got the heavy guns, you can also go with that. So.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want a coordination roll to get across under the table, whatever, without necessarily attracting too much attention. Or stealth roll, I guess, probably appropriate. But, so.
Let's make it a stealth roll.
Okay, I mean, it actually works the same as coordination anyway, because it's the 5 dice for agility, 1 upgraded. I don't think.
So I'm going to make it a too difficulty for them to notice you at this stage because most of them are eyeing the troll of unusual size.
Yep.
So you get across with 2 successes. None of them seem to be noticing you at this stage.
Cool. And is there a likely weapon nearby that I can grab?
You grab a pistol with a spare clip.
Cool. I make it easy because it's the same numbers. I've got all the numbers in my head, so all I'm trying to see. So,
Then you see he also has a spare clip for a machine gun.
That's interesting. I'll pocket it potentially if I can at the same time, but okay, the more important one is grabbing the pistol and clip.
But the troll is definitely not going to come through, considering you can see he was shot in the face.
Right. Okay. The clip. There is one clip or in the pistol.
There is a clip in the pistol, and there is a spare clip.
Yep.
Pistol is still in his belt. He didn't even have time to draw it before he was shot.
Right. I can pistol it out of his holster, sure. But I'm guessing that's probably effectively all the action I can do.
That is moving. That will cost you 2 strain for the second maneuver to pull the weapon.
Okay. I'm happy to go with that option. I keep going around, but I'm assuming the quick draw does actually help when it's not my holster.
It doesn't help when it's not yours holster.
Yeah, happy with that.
Gotta try to make things fair.
I'll accept the 2 strain then. So,
Okay, so then it comes to the 3 different teams of Orks. You got Junior, he's Team 1, Team 2. So Team 1 have lost 2 sets of shotguns. So they the third one drops his shotgun as they pull out knives and try to stab the giant troll.
he's not that big. It's just the ceiling blood.
Okay, so that is ends up as being 3 successes with 2 net successes and enough to cause a critical hit if they actually get through. So that means that they are doing 8 damage to the troll. 8 damage may or may not get through.
1 does.
Okay, 1 does get through. So our troll is critically struck by these guys. Who he started who the 2 of you will punch the weapons out of.
Yeah, you punch it at the head, not the weapon.
And so with the whole 1 damage coming through and the critical strike, it comes out as a 23 on the critical hit table, which means that they have knocked the troll off balance, so Flogger has been knocked off balance.
So is that a penalty on his, like a black dice or whatever?
It is a setback, which is the black dice to his next check.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just making a note so I don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first group of Orks. The second group of Orks open up on Desrin, who has picked up a weapon.
But I was still hidden.
Okay, let's see if they notice Desrin. And I'll give you difficulty of 2 based on your successes for them to notice you. Desrin is hidden from them, so they turn around and shoot at Roxana. Okay, so they hit Roxana with their shotguns.
Hopefully she's tougher than she looks.
She
looked really tough.
You see a bit of blood splatter, but she doesn't seem to have been taken down by the shot.
Okay.
Then you see Junior come into sight as he points a machine gun at Flogger and pulls the trigger.
Point blank range. There's no penalty to using ranged weapon when you engage, is there?
So close to someone is 2 dice. Because he's using a heavy is 1 dice. Because he's using a heavy weapon at engaged range, that is 3 dice to his attack roll.
Oh wow.
So that's 3 bad things. They're 3 bad dice.
Yeah, 3 bad dice.
Hmm. Yeah, he's done the dump to himself basically.
Yes.
Okay, and apparently that comes out as a so that's what the dice rolled in the end.
Nothing.
As you see a full clip of the weapon get emptied on Flogger.
Or at least in Flogger's general direction, we bent the rest of the room.
He's just making floor run or he's tracing the outline of me on so I'll be forever remembered in this place.
Okay, you see Roxana dive down to get one of the shotguns and duck into a booth to get out of range to take cover. Considering anything more than that will also cost her.
Yeah.
So, new round, who wishes to go first?
Jason will have that shot. He's got a weapon in his hand.
Desrin is up. Who does Desrin shoot at?
Well, despite Junior's, because Junior's actually, if I attack Junior when he wants to engage range, that'll also be a tough difficult thing, won't it?
It will be difficult to hit Junior with all the others, yes.
Okay, I will go for one of the goals, or in fact, hopefully, multiple goals in the other group.
Yep.
So, multiple orcs in the other group, which are not engaged at the present time. With my pistol, so that is 5 dice, 1 upgraded.
Okay, do you aim?
Yes. Aim for my hidden position. So,
Okay, so that looks quite good on your part. Except for the fact that so that ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, five advantages and 1 success.
Jesus.
So you take out one of the orcs with a single shot. I believe the crit is 3 for your gun for the basic.
basically this was crit 3.
And that leaves you with 2 left over to spend on your advantages.
I will use one to take back one of my strains. You only take one at a time, can't you?
You only take one at a time, or you could spend 2 to have a maneuver without taking any strain from it.
But a
Maneuvers are like aim, assist, guarded stance.
Yeah, not an attack. So I will just use the 1 to get rid of one of the strain.
Yep.
And I will give 1 to the next. Give a blue dice to the next actor.
Okay. So who goes next?
Well, I'm step away, so Flog will have another swing.
So who's Flogger going to swing at?
Probably again 1-1 without the shotgun.
Well, or you've got Junior there with the machine gun.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, Junior unloaded a full clip on me. I'm going to turn and punch Junior in the dome.
Okay.
As he goes to punch Junior, Jason will call out to be good if he's alive.
Good luck. Axe fist like down on his head.
Okay, so that does look rather nasty. There was a lot of successes, though some of them do get cancelled out. So that ends up being 3 net successes and 1 advantage. So as your punch is 6 damage, so that ends up being 9 damage. You manage to get through the soak of Junior.
Yeah.
But you don't crit him, so you have one advantage that you could use to...
I'll give the next player a blue.
Okay, you give the next player a blue.
And yeah, blue.
Oh, blue.
You see Junior and 3 orcs on your side.
Can you just unload full machine gun clip around me?
Yeah. So the point being, yeah, you've got Junior still has a weapon, a machine gun, whereas the other 2 or 3. Is there a total of 6 or a total of 7?
There's a total of 6 standing now that you shot one with your shot previously.
Yeah.
So
it was 2 groups of 3 minion plus Junior initially. It wasn't.
2 teams are 2 teams of 3 and Junior, where you've taken out one of the team of 3.
Yeah. So yeah, and you're and Bolt and Flogger are both engaged with the group of 3, which has one shotgun left between them.
Well, they tossed the shotgun on the floor and pulled their knives out.
So they're both engaged with the group of 3 and with Junior.
That is correct.
Yeah. And Junior's going to like the 2 machine gun in his hand.
Yep.
Can I try and knock the machine gun out of Junior?
If you get 3 advantages on your attack, you can.
We'll try.
Yeah, but the reason you knocked the guy out of the other hand was the fact you went the attack, but didn't cause any damage.
So who's the one shoot me?
Yeah, so definitely, yeah. So attack Junior, and we'll see what the results end up the same.
Okay, so let's see. How did that end up going for you? That cancels out those. That and that cancels out that. And so Bolt got those 2 left in the pile, which technically go away. So that was Bolt's dice result of nothing in the end.
A slight distraction without actually taking any distraction.
Apparently, Junior managed to duck and weave between your shots. And now Junior pulls out a clip, shoves another clip in, and then tries to shoot Bolt.
At least again you've got the engage, so it's going to be 3 penalty dice.
Just checking to make sure you don't have any. Oh, you got a defensive one.
I should be speedy cleaning up.
Okay, so let's see, how well did he go there? He obviously didn't hit. So those go away. Those go away. He got 1 whole advantage. So he gives it to the guys who are about to attack our big meaty friend.
Oh, with the knives?
Yep. They're having a knives in moment.
Well, the knives have been more effective so far than the weapons, except of course you like about this.
Let me make sure what our Flogger has. Yeah, he has no defense.
No.
Okay, so that and that cancel those 2 out. Those 2 are cancelled out. They get a whole success and 2 advantages. So they stab and they stab and they stab, but none of their knives get through. So that they managed to get, because last time they got an 8 on their hit, this time they got a 6.
Yeah.
Which means they didn't get through Flogger's soak.
Yeah. And last time they got the advantage, especially to get the critical if they got through. So, yeah.
So yeah, so they stab and didn't get through. So you also see across the room the other group take aim at Flogger.
They're not going to aim at Desmond, who shot one of their members?
To be honest, they can't see.
I didn't actually notice him initially. I'm guessing they know who he is now.
I'll give him a quick perception roll. Versus an advantage for. Oh. And so they still can't see you.
Happy with that? I tried. I didn't really want to try that, but I think you tried to come a lot.
Okay, so with the machine gun, well, so with the shotgun, the range, considering they spent a maneuver looking for the missing guy. Okay, so yeah, they don't actually hit Flogger.
No.
But with that 2 in their advantages, they're going to make Flogger have a minus a black dice on his next attack action. So he's back to another setback on his actions.
Hey.
Was he already on a setback?
He was, but he used it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, the first of the second of the round.
Okay, so you see Roxanne pop up with the shotgun and shoot at the same people that Desmond was shooting at.
Yeah.
And apparently hit, taking one of them out.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay, so that's a new round. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, well, Desmond will take out last of the third group. Aim and take a shot.
Yep.
The last remaining orc with a weapon. With a rifle, a firearm, I should say.
Okay, so shooting at the last remaining guy, Desrin actually misses,
Fails.
but gets 4 advantages. He can shoot the gun out of his hand.
Fine.
Yeah, why not? We'll stop him that way.
Which then leaves you with 1 to recover a strain if you wish to.
Yeah, might as well. Or actually, no, that would be another 2. Yep, I'll give it another try.
Okay. Then who would like to go next? We Flogger or Bolt can go.
Or the G Banshee and Junior in the face.
So Flogger goes for Junior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They go away. They go away. That goes away. That one goes away. And so Flogger takes 1 strain.
Ow. It's a big wind-up.
As he gets a triumph hitting Junior.
Ooh.
And you can spend your triumph 2 in combat. Upgrade the difficulty of the target's next check. Update the ability of any character's next check. Do something vital, such as shooting controls of a door to seal them. Or you can use it to activate a critical hit.
I will use it to activate a critical hit.
Okay, so with a crit, you see Junior's neck snap back as you lift him off his feet.
Ooh. Yeah.
And you're sure you can actually see parts of his spine sticking forward.
Hang out his neck.
When are we supposed to keep him alive?
You shot at me. Whoops.
As he clearly rises off the floor itself and comes down off the
I was
thud.
hoping it was going to be the other way. I was just going to hammer on him down and watch him on the coin through forward. But uppercutting his head like right on the shoulder as well.
Well, you did manage to bring him off his feet with the uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
And he hits the ground quite hard. What does Bolt wish to do now?
And what would you like to do?
I guess I still start wailing on the next walk in line.
Yep. With bolts, you have 1 yellow, 3 green.
Do I have a blue?
The blue would have gone to Flogger.
Ah, yeah, that's fine.
And you're up against 2 purple and a black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that looks quite good. You get 1 success. Well, sorry, yeah, 1 net success. So you're doing 6 damage. You take out one of the orcs in front of you. He goes down rather quickly.
Nice.
And you manage to take out a second with the, if you wish to activate a critical hit.
Sure, why not?
So with you take out 2 in 1 round.
Perfect.
Nice.
But hey, you are in melee, and I'm sure you're quite deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you haven't just got teeth. You've also got claws.
I do indeed.
Okay, so this one tries to stab you back in return. The one remaining one, because you just took out 2 of them.
Yeah, but there's 2 still left, isn't there? 1 in each group?
1 in each group, yeah. He tries to stab you, and manages to stab himself. And the other one tries to see this. Well, shoots at Roxana because still hasn't seen Desrin.
He ain't got his gun anymore.
That's right, he hasn't got his gun. He pulls. He has a look around. Yep, still does not see Desrin. Looks at all the carnage. Pulls out his knife and runs out.
Runs out the front door, past where Desmond currently hidden.
Yes. So you'll see him. You'll have another chance to shoot at him on the as he's in the doorway.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, it's not like there's no actual AOs or anything like that either.
There is not. Okay, so Roxanne has a go. She sees the guy trying to attack Bolt and shoots at him with the shotgun. With an aim.
Also with a penalty, because
And I added a black dice to represent the fact that there's a group of people there. And she manages to hit him as Bolt sees his head go sideways, spurting blood. As she headshots him.
Jesus.
As considering most of their shotguns are shooting large calibers, they're not pretty.
And they're also close range, so therefore they're not spreading too far over. So.
Well, it's not a spread shot; it's a single pellet.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's a slug.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And then a party member gets to act.
oh, well, you're getting the next round, isn't it?
Yep, beginning of
Okay,
through our
yeah,
4th round.
I'll stop the guy running out the door.
Yep.
Take a shot. He'll aim to just take out his leg or something kind of stuff, because to stop him running.
Mm-hmm.
If he kills him, he kills him. Not going to be all that fast. But.
Okay.
So yeah, aim and then fire.
Okay, so with that shot, and your so that is 1 net success and 3 advantages. You manage to critically hit him.
To effectively take off a lower leg or actually kill him.
Well, you see the shot go into the leg as you intended, and then you see a spray as you single hit an arterial. As it seemed to have gone through it in a couple of places as the bullet ricocheted in his leg.
Okay. In any case, I recognise immediately that's a wound that he'll bleed out before I can do anything. Desmond will take 2 strain and attempt a quick manoeuvre on the bodyguard, sorry, the bouncer going to hit him, and just see if he can see if he's alive and see if he can stop him bleeding out if he's alive.
Okay, reaching one of the other dwarves nearby. He seems to be unconscious but breathing.
Okay.
Probably could do with some first aid.
Yep. I'm going to be next time type stuff, but not much all good first aid.
So I don't believe you have any medicine people here today.
Yeah. And with Desmond being the best medic because he's got 2 intellects, that's not a good medic. But maybe we can at least stop them so that therefore when the bartender decides to poke his head up from underneath the thing and pulls out the med kit, he might be able to help me.
Okay, the bartender slides the med kit across to Roxana, who goes over to help. And unfortunately, by the time she gets there, he's died.
What? Obviously, Desmond's medical skill. Oh yeah, he's still unconscious. He's unconscious from breathing. Oh, hang on. Breathed.
Yeah, apparently he had his death rattle.
But while Roxanne was going to have a look at him, Desmond will start looking through the Orks, in particular Junior, to see what they might have on them.
Okay. Looking at Junior, you recognise his wrist phone is the number that Ferret was calling. It is the same number.
Yep.
Even has Ferret's details on there.
Uh-huh.
You find keys to the West Wind 2000 parked out the front.
Ooh.
A set of invitations to a premiere party sponsored by HSE, thrown at Pengrave's condo on Queen Anne's Hill.
Mm-hmm.
As honoured guests of Mr. Pengrave.
Does it say what it's premiering?
Does not say what it's premiering.
Okay.
And you find a pocket secretary, which contains detailed information on Junior's meetings with Pengrave, his recruitment of Teehee, his subsequent contacts with Pengrave and Cooperman, including information about the rigger pilot Val and the street samurai Griffin. It says that Val is running Cleo and Griffin's messed up with Jack the Ripper. Also contains a lot of dictation that Junior has made to and was going to give the board of directors at the next directors meeting, which seems to be a dig at Erlin's leadership.
Erlin is his dad.
Erlin as in the guy who took over after his dad.
Yeah, okay, yep.
And it also contains passwords to his terminal back at Global.
Okay. Is there any context towards the reference to Jack the Ripper and Cleo?
You believe that because you were told that each ships had personalities,
Mm-hmm.
that Val has a personality called Cleo and Griffin has one called Jack the Ripper, which now puts SoCal's information more into context.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay. Well,
And you managed to make it through without anyone except Roxanne getting shot.
One got shot.
It did actually shoot.
no. Flogger got stabbed. Flogger got stabbed, not shot.
You know, I got 1 hit point damage.
And the critical. Yeah.
And critical from it, yes.
And so yeah, okay, well, while Degra's been collecting all that stuff from Junior, I'm assuming that the others and or Roxanne or the bartender have dealt with any of the other patrons or staff that might be still alive, but I'm guessing none of them survived.
Well, they had the barman, the two the two guards, bouncers,
yeah.
the waitress who managed not to get shot at. So there was only the 4 of them on duty at this time because they weren't officially open yet.
Yeah, and obviously, and so both bouncers died, didn't they?
Both bouncers died. And you're sure they'll end up doing something about it, but considering you took out the people responsible, they're suggesting you guys take off before authorities arrive. As there's been, deaths here, they'll have to report it, considering one of them's a corpo.
Well, sounds like let us know if we can do anything else. Anything more.
Well, they toss you a 50 credit chip.
Thank you. But Declan will certainly go via the cloakroom and pick up his pistols. And
The waitress digs it all out for you, having been familiar with how all this works.
And I will. I'll mention to the barman, hey, I'll be back for the car out front. But obviously can't take it at the moment. I wouldn't trust Bolt or Flogger with the van.
Brother, well, you can drive.
Everyone can drive.
As I said, I didn't say you couldn't drive. I just said I don't trust you. Not with my van. I'm guessing Roxanne's got her own vehicle up front already.
She's got her own vehicle. She gets on what appears to be a cool-looking bike you didn't see earlier when you pulled up. It was hidden off to the side.
Do you want to meet up and discuss? Or we're going to lay low?
She's happy to meet up with you and discuss. She's just got to go report in about what's happened to Junior. So if you can send her anything you find on that, any extra data you can get off there, she'll be most appreciative, and she'll get back to you as soon as she can.
Declan will immediately give her the
Pocket secretary?
not the whole secretary, but the code for his the global tech account.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so she heads off.
Because we already told her that it was already on the system, but it's depending on whether they got able to get into it or not yet. They can at least get into it now. So.
And I think considering we've just gone through a major combat there, we might be a good place for us to finish up for tonight.
Indeed.
Sounds good.
And give the others a chance to join in on the next one, which is imminent.
Yep. Do we know when the party's happening?
It's probably happening in a couple of days' time to a week's time. We'll figure out when the actual party is, so it fits in with what you guys are doing.
Oh yeah, no, just a board idea like whether it was something that, oh, yep, that was something we had to get onto immediately, or with the other stuff we can do in the meantime. So, yeah.
I'm expecting you to go onto one of the other tasks in the meantime while waiting for the party to happen.
Happy with that.
Because if everything happens on the one day, it's a rather hectic day.
And fortunately, we don't have to fly back to the hospital.
Which is good.
Don't worry, Fogger sends some people to the mortuary instead.
Maybe it's not the mortuary, maybe it's the local restaurant.
The
Okay,
pie shop.
They'd be happy to get to a mortuary.
I didn't know we were in Goodbye.
Hey, you did supply rat burgers with some meat earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bolts was quite proud of that one.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. We'll catch you. Actually, sorry, I won't catch you at the next session. I more than likely won't catch you at the next session.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I will probably see you on Friday night.
That sounds good.
We got Pathfinder on Friday, I think.
We do have Pathfinder.
Yep.
Okay, so have a good night, guys, and hopefully rest of the week's not so bad.
You likewise. Bye now.
Bye.